and welcome all of you to this edition of Backpack. In Sharm el-Sheikh, we have many different means of entertainment, and actually I've met with many people here. Whether we are talking about people who are living here, who left their country to come to work in Sharm el-Sheikh, or people who prefer this beautiful destination for their vacation. Today we've met with a tourism expert who is working in this field actually since 1994. He came from Greece and he preferred to stay in Egypt, in Sharm el-Sheikh, to work and to just, definitely he has many challenges, he has many things in his mind he wants to achieve. We will find out together more about this, more about Sharm el-Sheikh with our guest for today, Mr. Christos Kyriakoulos. Am I pronouncing it right?
Kyriakoulos is absolutely right.
So it's a pleasure, first of all, to have you with us on our show. We talked right now off air and we were talking about Sharm el-Sheikh, we were talking about challenges here. But first of all, I want you to tell me about Sharm el-Sheikh because definitely you left your country and you are staying here right now, you are living here. How do you feel about it in the very beginning?
Well, I came in December last year in Sharm, and I was very
You
anxious.
worked before, of course, in different places.
Of course, I came not directly from Greece, I came from Abu Dhabi actually,
Okay.
which is a completely different destination from Sharm, with different challenges everywhere that you go. But I decided to come to Sharm because of what I was hearing before from other experts in the field, other professionals, but also
What did you hear?
from friends as well. Well, I heard that it's a city of peace and it's a beautiful surrounding with the sea right as you can see now on your feet, but also that there is a lot of opportunities in the hospitality industry in general and in professional side as well. It was very interesting for me to and come here. It's considered the best hotel in Sharm. It's a beautiful surrounding, the scenery is wonderful, the pool is the biggest actually in Sharm, and definitely for me it was very interesting to be here.
Now, before coming here to work, have you ever thought that you can come to spend your vacation here with your wife, for example?
To tell you the truth, that was the first thing that I was thinking about, that I will go to Sharm and have some vacations. But I can see that professional-wise, you couldn't do it anyway. You couldn't do it. But my wife is enjoying the sun and the sea and the surroundings, and it's really the city of peace.
Usually, before coming here, when you take the decision to spend a vacation, for example, where do you go?
As that we are working in this field, we are going back home to have vacations. So we are going back to our countries to have our vacations.
Forget about working. Just in general, where are you going to spend your vacation?
In general, we try to find places like this that we can empty our minds with our families and just think about nothing else than us being relaxing. So yes, Sharm was one of the destinations that we would like to come.
But people in Greece, what are they interested in, for example? Because we have many different things and common things, actually, even these different things, we have, all these are common because the Greece people in Greece and people in Egypt, we have something in common. Culture, civilization.
We have a lot of things in common. We can start talking about Alexandria, but let's go back to Sharm, that is better.
Have you been to Alexandria?
I've been to Alexandria, to Cairo, to Luxor. I've been to places for many years. The past 20 years, I've been traveling as well to countries, and Egypt was one of the countries that every 2-3 years I was visiting anyway. The very common is, of course, the character and the personality of people. I believe that comes from Mediterranean. We are all Mediterranean people. But also because we are living together, the Egyptians with the Greeks, we are living together either in Greece but mostly in Egypt for many years, we start feeling very close to how each civilization and culture is behaving.
Because you mentioned different places, and this was something that I was interested to know more about before to continue talking about Sharm el-Sheikh. Tell me about your feelings when you visited different places in Egypt. You mentioned Cairo. Where have you been in Cairo?
Well, of course, to the pyramids. Everybody goes to the pyramids. I've been there as well. I have actually two friends that are staying in Cairo. that I visited, but also in '95 we were opening some business in Cyprus, and we had to get the fabric and for the furniture and for the curtains and all that. And of course Egypt is very famous for the cotton and for the factories on that field. So we had to visit, and we visited different factories to find with the company I was working at that time.
And this was successful at that time?
It was successful, of course, and I can tell you that one of those places still have the same furniture, the same fabric until now, and it's absolutely great.
You mentioned also you've been to Upper Egypt.
Yes, I've been to Alexandria only one time though, with a friend again that we drove actually from Cairo to Alexandria. He just wanted to show me where he grew up, because he's a Greek that lives in Greece now, but he grew up in Alexandria. He's living in Greece now. So we just traveled there to show me the area, let's say. It was only for one day, but it was very interesting.
But you liked it?
It was very interesting.
But I was talking about Luxor, for example. You mentioned Upper Egypt.
Well, that was very...
Are you interested, and do Greek people are interested in culture or history and visiting historical sites?
As Greeks and as having our own culture that is very similar to the Egyptians, and the timing as well of the growth of our culture, and the emperors and all this that were on the time. Yes, you can find a lot of monuments that are very similar to Greece, and in Greece, of course, you find many monuments that are similar to Egypt. So yes, we are interested into culture, and we like to see civilizations, how they
how it started, how it passed through
through
time. You know, back to Sharm el-Sheikh, this is something very important, because you are dealing with many different nationalities coming, and you are in direct contact with the people. So before we talk about something else, tell me about the impression of the people coming here.
The impression of the guest, I suppose.
Yes, the holiday makers. And what nationalities you are used to have here?
Our guests mainly come from Russia. That's the main source of this hotel, at least.
It started to be like this in most of the Red Sea destinations.
Yes, it's a good destination for Russians.
Because some years ago, it was the Italian market.
Yes, it was Italian, and this is how Sharm began, as I talk with people, and they tell me that this is how Sharm was established, let's say, from the Italians. That's why we have from there on it evolved, and we got the Russian market into Sharm. Nevertheless, we have to mention that the British market is very high, just under the Russian market at this moment. And I think at some time it may pass the Russian market for many reasons. So it doesn't have to do only with the economy or aspects.
Maybe the Italians, it has to do with the economic crisis. In a way or another, yes.
Maybe. We just have to stay here and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Now we are concentrating more into the Russian market than to the British market at the same time, without ignoring, of course, all the other markets.
What about other markets?
The domestic also, the local market is
Egyptians, or
going
you're talking about the Arab?
Egyptians, basically, and then the rest of the Arab world.
There were talks also about just how to promote tourism when it comes to the Arab countries, because they are very close and they like very much to come to enjoy Sharm el-Sheikh. They like the luxurious vacations.
Exactly, and they like also that they are going in a country away, but still feeling home because of the language, because of the culture as well, and because there are a lot of them living anyway in Egypt in general. So they like of feeling at home. So that's a good market as well.
Did the number increased, or?
It increased the last year. Seeing the figures from last year, it increased quite a lot actually. But still there is a lot of room for improvement on that field, and there is a lot that can be done to attract more guests coming from the Arab world.
What about some other nationalities or some new markets?
New markets are always there.
Do we have some booming markets, for example, or?
There are always, there is a chance of getting some other market.
What about the Greeks?
It has to, yeah, well.
What did you do in this respect?
The Greeks, with the situation now in Greece, it's going to be a little bit difficult to attract them to run away from Greece and go have vacation somewhere else. But also because Greece has more than 1,000 islands. So if you go to one at every vacation that you have, you're still gonna spend your whole life and still not to see the whole of Greece. So they have a lot of places to go anyway, and a lot of them would like to travel.
And
not
money-wise,
in
this is going to be better.
Yeah, they don't like to go in this kind of destinations having to do with the sea and the sun. There is a lot in Greece. They prefer to go maybe to see some kind of medieval areas like Austria or France or Germany. Those who can afford it, of course, at this time of time.
And they are few, those who can afford.
Yeah,
everywhere,
it's
everywhere
yeah.
now.
And now it's a little bit more difficult
Yes.
for Greeks. We can understand that. The markets
No,
that
everywhere,
I see,
that's what I'm saying. Everywhere it is difficult. The economic crisis is dominating now.
now, yes. Well,
Europe
money
and,
makes the world go
yeah.
round anyway. So we have to respect that up to the point and understand the situation of every country. Markets that I would see that can grow easily is, of course, the Arab, as we said, and the British, because the British are seeing it into a more oriental destination without being in the middle of the Arab world. It's still oriental in the sense of the feeling and of the entertainment that you can have and all the reaction of people and the culture. And they don't have to go in the center of the Arab world. So I think that market will grow as well.
I know there are many things that really attract people. Actually, it differs from one nationality to the other. And this is going to be my next question. But let's move on to a quick break, and we'll be back to continue with our guest on Backpack. Welcome back. And we were talking about Sharm el-Sheikh and how it is a fascinating destination for the vacation. It depends upon what are you looking for. And let me put it like this, that whatever you are looking for, you will find it here. We were talking about different nationalities, and definitely each nationality will be interested in something. It has to do with the culture and lifestyle, attitude of these people. Well, first of all, talking about the British people, just as I understand, or as I have seen here in different places, that the British people, they come in particular for diving. Am I correct?
Definitely they do. This is what the Sharm destination was meant to be from the beginning, and the British are really enjoying that. You can find more diving centers than restaurants maybe in town.
More than restaurants, yes.
More than restaurants in town, but they are all full and all the people are coming for this purpose. You can see the reef even behind us over here. The variety of fish that you can find is enormous.
You know what makes it also interesting is that still there is a chance to anyone who wants to start diving for the first time ever, even after taking some intro courses, starting with the confined water, then moving into the deep water.
Yes, we have a diving center here in the hotel as well, and every hotel has one. And you can start from the beginning. The 15 days that you will be staying here, you can have the courses. Of course, you will just learn how to dive, but it's a very interesting course that you can have. And of course, you will enjoy the Red Sea fish variety, let's put it that way. And the reef, yes.
British are number one.
The British are number one on this. The Russians come for a different purpose in Sharm. They like to enjoy the sun, of course.
Definitely, yes, because they miss this weather.
They use the beach, so you can see that difference with the nationalities as well. The British go by the pool and also for the diving, and always the Russians are by the sea. They enjoy the sun, and it's very close to their country as well, so it's a favorite destination for them. That's why they are number one in coming to Sharm.
Right. Talking about Sharm el-Sheikh and talking about the activities here, also as we can see behind us, all of the boats moving all around the speedboat with the water sports activities, whether we're talking about the parasailing, the
paragliding, and all this sea activities.
And Sharm el-Sheikh actually is very famous with its water sports activities.
Yes, it's very active on that as well. That also has to do basically with the British, as we were talking before. They like the games in the water, and this is what is happening. All the diving centers have their own also sea games, shall we call them, or in general activities in the water. that includes paragliding and also
I think
skiing.
these things are very important for the vacation because
It's very important to relax on your vacation. It's very important to do something different sometimes. It's very important for you to feel comfortable whatever you are doing. And there are professionals in Sharm that they can teach you either is diving or even the paragliding can teach you, and you can feel comfortable and relaxed throughout your stay.
you know, services are something that are very important in general, whatever we're talking about. So, as an expert, because you're working in this field long time ago, how important it is and how important it is for any hotel management to take care of his own stuff actually, because this is, you know, these people are in direct contact with the guest, and any small mistake, you can lose a guest, and this guest, using the word of mouth, you can lose more.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's the interesting part of our job.
this is the challenge.
And the challenge we have on a daily basis. Yeah, you can do everything perfect from 1 minute
But
to the
only
last,
one
and
experience,
always one single thing can destroy the whole
relation
experience
or,
of the guest, and that will remain in his mind, and he will forget everything that it
because
was
the
done
guest even
before.
is not like before. It is not that easy to satisfy the guest. Now it is
Exactly.
much more sophisticated. You know, he knows
It's-
what he
it-
wants. He understands.
People nowadays travel much more than before, of course, so they have more experience into what 5-star or 4-star means, or how to have a fine dining or to have a fast food or whatever. So yes, we are expecting to have all these comments, and we are waiting for the comments so that we can get better as well. What you hit there though, the small detail, is that yes, we are trying to be perfect all the time nowadays, and it's not like 20 years ago that a small mistake wouldn't really matter because the guests wouldn't have the experience to understand what has happened, and it was only for you the mistake. Now whatever happens is right in front of the guests, and we have to be perfect in order not to have any.
So what is the role now of the hotel manager? It's not like before actually. Things are completely
It's a little bit different. Before
Yes.
it was more hands-on management. Before you had to be 24 hours together with your staff and working together. Nowadays it has to do more with socializing with the guest. Has to do more with talking with the guest as well. Supposedly that you have everything else, including the training of your staff and all the manning of the hotel under control, of course, which that's the difficult part. But in resorts like this, you are planning far ahead because you are working 12 months every year. Sharm is very particular on that the weather is nearly perfect throughout the year. It's only very little that the cold comes in January, and of course August that is very, very hot. But still it's business throughout the year, and you have to plan it from before, so you have time to speak with the guests and socialize more. Let's say that you are doing more public relations on this aspect, plus all the administration work that has to be done in every business that you are working.
From your own point of view, what do we still need in Sharm el-Sheikh to put it on, to put it back to its normal?
Well, in my personal opinion and professional as well, the hotels in Sharm need a little bit of touch-up in order to be more competitive with the rest of the world. Sharm is a beautiful place, and if there is a little touch-up in the hotels to make them a little bit more glamorous, not luxurious. Luxurious they are already, but a little bit more glamorous to attract a different kind of market, maybe some higher rank marketing from other countries as well. Like for example, Germany, that they can spend money on their vacations, and we don't see a lot in Sharm. And that has to do, I think, in my opinion, with the touch-up of the hotels to make them look more glamorous.
Is it true that sometimes when you enter to the restaurant, you can just, from the kinds of food served, that you can say, what kind of nationalities do you have?
Yes, that comes with experience actually, and well, sometimes also it comes from the look of people. There are different kind of nationalities that are interested, for example, not for the service, but if they have enough beverages on the table. Other nationalities, they care if they have a lot of food to see, and they don't care if they eat or not. Some other nationalities...
Like who?
Well, we cannot separate this.
Okay.
In particular, it will not be appropriate on my side, at least.
Okay.
But surely you can understand after experience that you can separate nationalities like this as well. Now, our biggest problem, though, as professionals, is that we cannot enjoy ourselves going into a restaurant on our own outside the hotel, because we really we look at the mistakes and we don't really enjoy, let's put it that way. But also the people working in that restaurant can understand that we are also professionals because of how we react. So it's not only
I think
nationalities.
also the food and beverage in general is one of the main challenges of the tourism industry now.
Well, I don't know if I can say that, but at least in Greece we say it's a curse.
Yes.
I don't know if it sounds good or not, but it's like a curse. If you are working in the food and
all
beverage,
these
then
nationalities and
well, even at home, you don't only try to satisfy the nationality, you try to satisfy yourself as well and your families most of the time. So you can wake up on a Sunday morning and you can prepare a delicious breakfast that you can only have in a hotel, and you do it at home because this is how you are used to. So that's why it's a curse as well. You don't really relax when you are dealing with food and beverage.
So, on the conclusion, what can you tell us in some few words?
Sorry?
To conclude, what can you tell us in some few words?
Concluding for Sharm.
No, concluding for us, for the show. Never to conclude for Sharm.
Yes, Sharm cannot be concluded because it will go on forever with the market that is stealing and the way people are being treated here. It can go on forever like this and people will enjoy, yes. Concluding for the show, I can say that coming to Sharm and having vacations in Sharm can be very exceptional, not only for individuals, not only for couples, but mainly for families. It's a beautiful place. It has everything that a family can need. There are parks that you can take. There is entertainment in the hotels that are dealing specifically for children. The food is great. Everybody tries to do their best, not only in this hotel and in hotels, but also outside the hotels. And it's very secure as well.
Definitely,
that will have to say
that sure.
also.
Yes,
You can understand that by having also this year, for example, the World Economic Summit.
Yes, of course, that's what I meant.
The Arab Summit as well.
All the projects, all the conferences taking place in the country will reflect the real situation of Egypt
Africa
right now.
summits and everything. So it's a beautiful place, and you don't need to think about it twice to be here. Only one time, and you take your
Just
family
take your
and
flight
you
and come to
Just
Sharm
take
el-Sheikh.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mr. Christos Kyriakoulis, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure meeting you.